And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to I Wanna Be the Permanence 2, a game that after playing the first one, I didn't really want to play, but since I promised I will play it, I want to keep my promises. So here it is. How is it going, Draenoth? And yeah, I guess let's get into it. This time I'm using a DualSense for the first time to play a fun game. So there are 3 difficulties. I'm assuming medium is the one that I'm supposed to pick because easy is like outside and not selected by default. And I don't really want to torture myself with whatever hard has, so I think I need to pick medium, right? Easy was added later? Probably. So do I pick medium? Do I pick hard? This is not a good idea, right? Because I usually do this for a lot of games, but something tells me that for a game like this I shouldn't do it, right? I think I'm just gonna go with medium, honestly. Seems like the best choice. Clear? What you mean by clear? What? Wait, is this... like, is there a save already? Wait, what? Wait, is this supposed to happen? This is not supposed to happen, right? Or is this part of the idea? I'm not sure. Wait, now I have my doubts. Was that supposed to be like that? Or did this came with a save? You only played on medium? Okay. Oh, it is supposed to happen. Okay, okay. Oh, shit. Torture yourself playing the first game but don't remember the portal screen. I mean, I remember the portal screen, but I assume that it will have another one here. Alright. The big choice. Also, how is it going, Yummy? What you mean the big choice? I don't have a choice. I mean, sure, I can choose, but I will have to play them all eventually, right? I mean, I will just go from left to right like I usually do. I don't know what this... Oh. Okay, well. A message in garbled letters appear. I cannot read it. Alright, well, let's just go for... What does it say? Rose Gear? Or Rose Year? No, Gear. Okay. Me and Yami had a lengthy discussion on which stage you will pick first and which makes you mull the most. A lengthy discussion. Interesting. Well, what I would like is a lengthy discussion in if the sound is fine or not. Maybe it's a little bit too quiet? Or should I make it louder? I feel like it might be a little bit too quiet. Let me know if you want it louder. Oh, this is Infinite Jump. Ouch. The finale? You're exaggerating. Come on. You think that I'm not mentally prepared? Maybe I need to go this way. Probably. But yeah, my question is if the sound is fine. Also, how is it going echo? Yeah, I don't know about having fun with the game, but I'll try. Sound is great? Alright. Well, then again, it's not like there is too much to hear. I guess I can make it louder for myself. Also, something that I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Like, you know that I'm using a DualSense. But differently from the DualShock 4, the DualSense seems to be a little bit hot when I grab it, because it's always connected, but I don't remember that being the case for the DualShock 4. So I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing by leaving it connected. Maybe not. I don't know. But the problem is that if I don't leave it connected, disconnecting it and connecting it every time seems like a pain in the ass. But yeah, I don't think that it's a good signal that it's a little bit hot. You know? But it's okay. Hey, if this DualSense breaks, I always have the DualShock 4. The problem being that the DualShock 4... the D-pad is not in the best state it could be. But that's fine. Will be worse. I also need to get used to this DualSense. DualSense has lasted me forever. Do you have it connected always, or do you connected it only when you need it? Because I feel like those kind of things, you might think that they are small, but I think they are key. I connected it when needed. Okay. You should use the DS4 for this game. Save your good controller for me. Cool. Hey, come on, you think I'm gonna break it in rage? You think so? Maybe. How is it going blue? Nah, I'm not gonna break it. There are a lot of games with it and I still have zero issues. My problem is disconnecting it every time. Feels like a little bit of a pain in the ass. You know? I mean, doesn't seem like a bad idea, but yeah, maybe connecting it constantly might drain its life. I don't know. Anything is possible. You play racing games, you press the buttons too hard while making sharp turns. Yeah, that could be true. But I still think that what happened with the DualShock 4 was not an issue with racing games, because in racing games you press both right and left. But the problem was mostly on the right part of the D-pad. So something tells me that the real issue was playing platforming games, because on platforming games you usually always go to the right, you know? So I think that might have been the problem. Or not, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a coincidence that it's only right and not any other, you know, not any other one. But yeah. You know that today I started, well, after a long time I generated some images with AI, but the thing is that one of the packages made the whole thing not work. Which is pretty interesting, because with things that use dependencies, and Python is a very big dependency hell, this always happens. Like, it doesn't matter how well coded something can be, if you use dependencies from someone else, like, it's always gonna break in one way or another. It's just a matter of time, and it's so annoying. would have generated more if it wasn't for the fact that I needed to troubleshoot that. It's so annoying. But yeah, it happens no matter what. Like I remember I use like a lot of node projects, and you know that node is also quite the dependency hell, you know? It's just like Python. And it really is something that really sucks. Because as I said, it's all about dependencies that eventually update and they break everything. To the point where you have to ask yourself if it really is an update. More like a down date. Yeah, I know that you call it downgrade, but technically the opposite of downgrade is upgrade. The opposite of update, well, it will be outdate, I guess, not downdate. But outdate is not a word, outdated is a word. But as far as I know, outdate is not a word, right? Wait, what? Had 2 bubbles, alright. Except this never happens in Java thanks to Maverick Maven and Shiga Gradle. I mean, technically you can also do that in... You can also do that in Python and Node. Just that most people don't bother, myself included. And obviously that's a problem, but yeah, it is the way it is. But yeah, you are right. I should be doing that, and people that use this kind of thing should be doing that too. Yeah, you are right. I guess I really cannot blame the technology. Because yeah, I mean, the same thing you're saying can be perfectly done in others. What is most likely to happen in Java is your dependencies not playing nice to each other. Yeah, that is true. But once you have the right versions for everything, you are set. As long as you keep the version the same. But yeah. Something that I gotta say that it's a little bit strange on the DualSense are the bumpers. Like the bumpers feel like a little bit weird. It's like they want to stay in place. Maybe it's just that I haven't used them enough yet, but like they feel like they want to stay pressed. That's a shame. Sticky bumpers? Yeah, I guess that's a way of calling it, but I don't know. As I say, maybe it's just the fact that I have not used them enough. Probably. Maybe, I don't know. Interesting. At least there is no stick drift. Well, it doesn't matter if there is a stick drift because I don't really use a stick for a game like this, you know. Hey Kyle, how is it going? I don't know. Probably. Yeah, I mean, I don't really use sticks for most games. I mean, most games that I play are not 3D. In a while. As I said, I do want to play Dark Souls 2 now that the heat is slowly starting to go away. I feel that it might be the right time. Or not, I don't know. That's a shame. Where I live sends you to hell and goes up? What you mean? I mean, I remember there is a lift in, I think it was Dark Souls 1 in Zen Fortress, that if you stay too long in it, it crashes you against the ceiling. I think it was that one. I don't remember. Dark Souls 2 also has a lot of dirty trolls. In fact, that's what a lot of people complain about when it comes to Dark Souls 2. That it has a lot of those sort of dirty tricks, right? It's kinda like that. But I mean, what Dark Souls 2 gives you on dirty tricks, it gives you on the variety of builds that you can do. The lift to the lava area makes no sense. I don't think it makes no sense. I mean, keep in mind that you're entering into a mountain. Like, you could basically just be going into a mountain that leads to a volcano. I don't think it doesn't make sense. You know? I mean, it's not something that... you could say that it's not ideal, but I think that it's not completely nonsensical. You might be entering into a mountain, you go deeper into the mountain, the lava is there, but you go up and you go into the lava level. I don't think it does. I don't think it's nonsensical. It's just that, yeah, I guess it's an unorthodox design to take an elevator that goes up just to end up in a volcano. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's that hard to explain, you know. Just by thinking about it a little bit, I think that it's a valid explanation. Have to go in a lot. A shame that the game over screen doesn't let you see. But yeah, I will play that at some point. I mean, definitely this year. Mostly because I think that I mostly forgotten about Dark Souls 2. You know that I said some time ago that the only reason why I didn't play Dark Souls 2 on stream is because I still remember it a lot about that game. But I think that now I mostly forgotten. So I think that it's a good time to play it. You take a leaf from a tower with nothing else around it. Are you sure there was nothing else around it? I don't remember, as I said, you know. I don't remember very well, but I'm pretty sure it was an elevator in the middle of a building. You wouldn't know what's outside. Expecting this desk to give you nice things. Nah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Super Mario plans sending you to heaven. Check the Discord images for 1 second. No, I know about this, but the thing is that I mean there is a mountain at the bottom. Like the elevator was supposed to send you down. Maybe. I mean I will have to replay the game to be in that area and see the whole thing. Because maybe that tower is more like it's closer to the mountain than you think. I don't know. The Iron Keep is red filled with lava. Yeah, I know that. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I will have to play it. I don't know. I don't remember exactly that. But I will say that it could be close to a mountain. I don't know. But whatever. Point is that, yeah. Eventually, we'll play that. It's gonna be a very... gonna be one of those games that will take a very long time to beat. Not because it's hard, but because of the amount of content it has, including DLCs. Dark Souls 2 is a very big game. And the DLCs could be like their own games, you know? But yeah, it will take a long time to fully beat that game. Not sure what to do there. It doesn't seem like I can pass through there, but I need to get the bait so I can go to the left. I think I need to bait it and then go down and then up left. Problem is that I don't know if I even have enough time for that. I mean, I should be able to have enough time, but I mean, it's only like 4 or 5 seconds. Maybe I'm saying only, but that's actually a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure. We will see. What was I about to say? Oh, another series that I could play now that the heat is leaving will be Devil May Cry. Shame that I don't have Devil May Cry 5, but that's fine. I mean, it probably wouldn't run properly in my computer anyway, so it's alright. Could be worse. Yeah, I'm not gonna play it in the last difficulty, that's for sure. But yeah. What's been a while is since I played the God of War games. God of War games? Pretty sure that last time I played them was 15 years ago or something like that. So yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah. A shame that the PS2 emulation is, yeah, it's kind of a problem right now. It's kind of shitty. I'm assuming that for games like that it should work fine. Though probably not. I don't know. Anything is possible. Dealing with emulators is whack. It's very whack. Really don't seem to have... No, you know, I think that you only need enough time to get to this platform. Because I think that you should be able to make this jump just doing a double jump. Does this game make you want to patch Sutashin in the face any less so far? I mean, it's too early to feel any anger, you know. Like, so far I should feel neutral about it. I mean, you know, nothing so far. I mean, this is the third screen, so it's too early to tell. But yeah, no, so far these three screens are not making me have violent thoughts. How is it going, Wasabi? It's so bad, why don't you submit a pull request? I will submit a pull request to the creator. Not necessarily for pulling a branch. Or I guess you could call it a branch. But it's a physical branch. Maybe if he feels adventurous, we could also do a push as well. But, you know. Anyways, point is that yeah, fuck the PS2 emulator. My bad. Now, my question is, Reynoth, why was this your first fun game? Or, I guess rather, how was this your first fun game? Mostly because it's the first one you saw. So not the first one you played, or it's also the first one you played? Alright. Pretty cool. There are two onigiris. Walked into some guy's stream and they were playing this talking about getting fucked in the ass. Alright. Very interesting story. Yes to both. Reported for what? What did I say? I don't remember saying anything fucked up this time. Or did I? Yeah, this time. Wait, she keeps throwing onigiris? Really? What happens if I just chill down here? Well, obviously I'm not supposed to do this. But you die. That's what happens. I want to see if there is a point where she stops throwing shit. Probably not. No, it seems that she just keeps throwing shit. I need to reach that save at the bottom. Maybe I can shoot her as well, but I'm not sure. Problem is that getting through that gate jump in time seems a little bit hard. But at the same time, I don't think I have enough time to get to the save on the bottom, right? It wouldn't be that easy, right? So it really feels as if you will be able to skip that, but no, I don't think so. You're not close enough. I mean, if she keeps throwing shit, it's really gonna be a problem. I feel like even if she wasn't throwing shit, I'm not really sure how I will get to where I need to in time. You know? Like, let's imagine that she doesn't appear. I have 4 seconds only to get worse. Oh, 3 seconds, even worse. You can shoot her. Problem is that to shoot her... To shoot her, I will need to go down. Well, I could go up, I guess, but... Yeah, technically you could go up. I guess I could try it. But the problem is that I cannot get past the gate jump. Like, the gate jump seems way too hard with the speed that it asks you. You know, because if you land on the floor before the gate, you're most likely gonna get killed by the onigiri, and even if you don't, I feel like you will be losing time. I guess it's worth giving it a try. But yeah, it's a problem. Like, it's just a gate jump, but it seems... special. No, see, like right there, I didn't get hit by the gate. I got hit by the onigiri. In fact, right there, I also got hit by the onigiri. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wait. Maybe I'm just supposed to wait. I mean, wait for the first 2 at least, and then go like here. Yeah, okay. I will try doing that. I mean, after all, the bubble respawns. It's not like you lose it. So you either cannot go up or you will need to bait it to go up. Seems like an issue. You get hit right away when you go there. But I don't know, I feel like I just don't have enough time, even if she wasn't there. No, I probably do. As long as I get a double jump when I fall down, I will have more than enough time. Problem is that I need to shoot her very fast. Couldn't shoot her there. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I'm not sure when I'm supposed to launch myself to the action. I just don't know. Not there. Yeah, I really don't know what's the right time for this. Feels like there is no right time. I forgot she launches another one at the middle. It looks like you don't go, just keep dodging. Alright. I guess I can try that. Yeah, you are right. Okay. Thanks. I mean, I was thinking of doing that at the beginning, but it just seems like she will keep looping. Alright. Still don't know if this is gonna be enough time. Yeah, it is. Alright, thank you. Why am I dying there? There are platforms down there. That are fake. Did he seriously fuck up the collision order? I have no idea. I don't know what the collision order is, so... But yeah, maybe. Oh, the collision order, you mean that... like the spike is in a front... like in a layer more closer than the platform. Well, closer is probably not the right word. More to the front. Nice. Alright. What do we have here? Oh, we have a square and 24 seconds. Okay. Gotcha. I wonder if I'm supposed to collect that there. Well, you can collect it anyways. Not like the order will matter, since you are only adding time. That time will be the same if you add it now or if you add it later. You just need to memorize this. So, is this game like the first game that it's a collection of this guy's games? Is that how it is? Permanence 1 already existed before this, which also did that. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm saying like the previous one. So is this just like Permanence 1 but with newer games? In that regard? Basically, alright. Expect a random reappearance from I Wanna Be the Nature. I have no idea which one that game was, but sure. I mean, I definitely didn't keep track of the individual names of the games of Permanence 1. Well, the game also didn't show them. Well, it showed it in the credits, sure, but yeah. I think that was the game with the candy stage and Yoshi's Storybirds. Oh. Yeah, that stage was kinda trash, but I guess it could have been worse. I mean, it's not the worst of that game. So, yeah. Well, one thing that I like is that the shirt color is the same. It's like that light blue color that was on the first one too. It's a nice color, I think. Oh, and you're supposed to... okay. After the square is gone, you are intended to go to the right. Well, I mean, you're always intended to go to the right. But the square doesn't let you do it right away. I gotta say that I have no idea where the song is from, but it's a pretty cool song. Very, very nice. Very cool. It's a shame that every time you die, there is that stupid ass grim sound effect. Like, that really is something that shouldn't be there. But yeah, the music is pretty cool. It's a chiptune cover of another song which is blocked on YouTube. And what is that other song? It's not block. I think I get it. You're supposed to take the bubble again. But wouldn't that trigger the square again? The song is Magia by Calafina. Yeah, I know Calafina. Calafina is a Japanese singer that uses that like those like choir songs. You know, like not soprano, but like very like songs that sound like they belong in a church. You know, those kind of songs. Why did you put quote twice? Well, because one is the name of the song and the other one the name of the singer. But yeah. I remember a song by Calafina named Kyrie. Pretty cool song. But yeah, she does songs like that. It's a particular style of her. Interesting that someone made an 8-bit arrange of it. Seems like a very random thing to do, but you know. Uh-oh. Okay, that's pretty fast. Chiptune covers are underwhelming and suck. I disagree. This is gonna be a trap, right? No? Oh. Well, alright. That was surprisingly generous from this guy. Surprisingly. That looks weird. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do here. Yeah, not exactly sure. Because I don't think... Oh, yeah, okay, that is possible. Nice. Pretty cool song here as well. Well, that's an obstacle. Okay. I don't think I can use the align there. So I don't think I need it either. Hard to make a bad song with an arpsy chord. So that's what this instrument is. Are there safe spots there? That looks a little bit nasty. Oh, that works. it replenishes your champ down there. It's a shame that I failed, but that's pretty generous. Seems like this guy got more generous so far, at least compared to the first game. I would say that's quite the generosity. Oh, there is a Pokeball. I'm supposed to avoid that? Wait, how do I avoid that? Maybe I shoot it? Yeah, you can shoot it down. It's a little bit of a weird obstacle though. But yeah, why not? A little bit scared of what's up there. Also, should I go here? Is there something up there? Oh, that makes those traps go away. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Why not? Only I could do this double diagonal. That will be nice. All right. Oh, that can happen. Interesting. So there are some gears that are getting out of the way even when it's not really necessary, so I wonder what's up with that. Feels like this is a lot more complex here. Okay, so you die there, but yeah, this is a lot more complex than expected. Cannot go there, you're supposed to go up. I wonder how. Oh, I get it. You're supposed to use that Pokeball to go all the way up. So you're supposed to get rid of some of this. I don't think it is enough by doing what I did in the previous run. I think that I need to do more. Not sure what though. My issue is that double diagonal. A little bit hard to do consistently for me. So I think there was a trick where you could do a full shunt, but no, it wasn't here. It wasn't with this particular shunt. So yeah, I guess I just gotta be consistent at it. Change the locations of these gears. The problem is that I think there's much I can do there, because here the Pokeball is gonna come. But going here doesn't do anything. So maybe I was just supposed to keep going up. I thought I was supposed to keep changing the location of the gears, but I think that should be enough to go to the other side, to go up. But I don't understand, there are some times where I cannot shoot this thing down. Like when it grabs me all the way down, you cannot shoot it down. I mean, that's not a problem here, but the problem is the other one. What if I cannot shoot the other one down? Yeah, I'm not really sure why it doesn't work. It's like, oh, I think maybe it's because of the save. Since the save is there, it blocks the bullets, probably. Okay, maybe that's what's happening. If only that double diagonal wasn't there. That's just very annoying to do every time. I'm not very good at it. You get killed by that. Maybe I'm not supposed to move that one. So I can avoid moving that one. And maybe I'm only supposed to move the ones here and then leave the other two like that. I think that's how it is. Probably. Let's see. Yeah, well, so far at least. That's a shame. I didn't react in time. Surprised I don't get hit there. Right, get ready to spam. Damn, I spam as fast as I could and it wasn't enough. I mean, it was enough to destroy the Pokeball, but wasn't fast enough to avoid dying. Oh, that time it killed me. I guess I'm supposed to move more to the right. At least a little bit. Like there. Yeah, that works. Problem is this one. Okay, that works. What an asshole. Let's see, that wasn't even a funny trap. Hey, come on. At least make it a funny one. It was just like the most basic bitch trap you could have put there. Well, the creator is a basic bitch after all, so it doesn't surprise me, but pretty lame. Don't break it yet. Oh, it stops even there, so you're supposed to jump before you even change the screen. Alright, I guess. Really? Understand what's the point of traps like this. Like, these are not funny, these are not creative, like they don't look good. Like, what's the point? Like, I really don't understand. Like, they really seem completely pointless. Yeah, trial and error shit, pretty nice. Because if at least it was funny or creative, but it's neither. It's like, what is the point? That's the whole point of traps in fun games, right? Like, at this point, this is no different than playing unfair Mario, right? Like, you know, that shitty fun game that is all about traps every time you walk. It's just that. There is nothing else to that. Well, even Unfair Mario had more funny traps than this. But this is just traps for the sake of putting traps, you know. I don't know, like this is so bland and lame. But whatever. was not bland. I disagree. Constantly move. You should press the directional buttons and this thing moves on its own. You should change the direction, but it's constantly moving. I mean, that doesn't look that hard, but... Can you hit the wall without dying? Yeah, okay, you can. Maybe that shouldn't be that bad. So you gotta remember that the hitbox is every single pixel. So yeah, that's a lot tighter than it looks. Weird screen, though. I guess that's to establish the mechanic as some sort of tutorial, right? Can also be killed by spikes. I don't know about the spinning ones. At least the hitbox of these gears is smaller than the big ones, obviously. I can see the gate jump there. A pretty interesting one. I can see the menace already being there, even if you can get through this. I'm not sure why, but when you go next to some walls, the fruit only goes forward like little by little. I'm not sure why, but it does that, and it's a little bit annoying. I guess it's better to just avoid the walls. Maybe, I don't know. Here comes the gate. Oh. Alright. That was a weird trap, but sure. What am I looking at here? Oh, now I'm the one going between the gears. There is no fruit here. That's a weird champ. It's called Rose Gear. I wouldn't call this beloved though. But we'll see where the rose comes soon. I don't know if soon. I'm not sure how to do this champ though. Oh, like that. That's a hard champ to do. As long as you champ late, should be fine. And that last champ with the big gear looks hellish. Looks absolutely hellish. Problem is getting used to the hitbox of the gears. I feel. Like, this seems extremely hard to do. I really don't know. Like, this one just looks extremely hard. Oh, alright. Thank you, game. That's what I get for thanking that early. At least that champ is pretty much free. So that's good to know. So you have to aim it from a different angle, I guess. I haven't checked is the sound, because no, I think the sound is fine, because the volume of this song is clearly louder than the previous song, than the chiptune song. But no, I think it's still fine, at least for now. For now it's fine. Oh, now I cannot get that jump. That's a shame. You cannot go too high though with those jumps. You will get killed on the other screen. What you mean 100% CPU usage? On what? Alright, so here am I supposed to keep going down? Okay, yeah. Fatal error, blah 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 blah. Okay, so I was not supposed to take that warp. But which warp was I supposed to take? There is no other warp there. Was I supposed to keep going right? But if I keep going right, there is nothing on the right side. This convincing fake error ever? Yeah, but I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Do I keep going right or what? pixelated JPG, and even, I mean, we already know that this creator is as anti-effort as it gets. So getting an actual, you know, decent looking image will be a little bit too much. The fact that he even got an image of an error is already high effort for him. So you need to understand. But this is what I don't understand. Like, what do I do? Like, do I blind jump into the right? I really don't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I mean, I can blind jump to the right, but I feel like I'm just gonna die. What am I supposed to do? Like, I really don't want to do this section before this again, but it doesn't seem clear what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, the obvious thing will be going to the portal, but we already know that that doesn't work, so I don't know. I mean, big wall on the right. Yeah, the problem is where? Like, because the right wall is kinda tall, so should I aim? Well, I guess I should aim as high as I can. Okay, that works. It's a common trope. Yeah, it's shit too. Like most common tropes. Wait, have infinite jump? No. this is gonna be a problem. The Cosmos song you were talking about? The problem is that if I'm gonna flash my screen every time the avoidance starts, my eyes are gonna melt. That doesn't seem like a very good idea if you ask me. I don't think my eyes can withstand that. A sped up version of Anti-Deholic. Okay. So am I supposed to stay in here or what? I don't know. So I was supposed to go up to shoot him down, but it might be a full avoidance from beginning to end. How to do shooting? Well, I will wait. This game takes multiple bosses from the original games at a time. I see. I really wish there was a way to mute the screen. I mean, yeah, I know that you can turn off the monitor, but turning the off and on the monitor every time that flicker appears doesn't seem like a very good idea. But yeah, that flicker is not very good. I guess I could close my eyes, but you can still see the lightning even with your eyes closed. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to go up now. I guess I could try. Yeah, you damaged him, though it doesn't seem to be very safe to go up at that moment. I guess you can go up at any time. But yeah, it's probably not a good idea until the game makes it clear you are supposed to go up. You should stay there. You're not gonna get killed by the laser as long as you should stay on the left. Problem with this is that, yeah, it's just gonna be annoying. Just one of those boss fights that I rather not do. I can damage this guy here, but is it worth it? When the Pokeballs multiply, it's not like I have... Not to mention that that Pokeball grabs you no matter where you go. So there's not much you can do. I'm assuming there is a specific spot that you can stand in, maybe. Wish the laser didn't take so much screen. I always forget about that. What is that fossil Aerodactyl doing there? Beats me. How is it going, Colo? Have you seen the new episode of Shingeki no Kyojin? I was waiting for you to come, because I wanted to ask you that. But yeah, a new episode is out. And also, the next one will be the last one. Yeah, like this time, apparently for real, it will be the last one. I don't really trust them, but apparently. And it will come in autumn of this year. Only 2 episodes. Well, this one lasted an hour, I think. And the next one will probably last an hour too. So technically you could say that it's like around 6 episodes of normal airing. But I don't know if I think the last one is the last one. The problem is that they call this shit final season, and it's been final for 3 fucking years. You know? So yeah, that's kind of an issue, but yeah. So you don't find it, isn't it in... I mean, it should be easy to find. I mean, I watch it live, just so you know. They are trying to milk it as much as they can. Yeah, that's for sure. I watched it live. It was funny seeing people talk shit in real time. It's pretty funny. But yeah. It was cool. It was in Japanese though, like, well, obviously, but I mean that the subtitles were in Japanese. It was something. It was quite the experience, I gotta say. You will be waiting for the link. Well, not now. I'm too busy playing this garbage. But yeah, whenever I end the stream, remind me, because I probably will forget. I think that might be the last pattern. You're probably supposed to kill him there. Is it the same as in the manga? So far it is. Some scenes change a little bit, but they don't change the story. Like they either change the intensity or they change like the way they show them, but the events are the same. There are also some scenes that are not shown, but again, like it doesn't change what happens, it's just details. So yeah, it's mostly the same as the manga. The real question is if the next episode is gonna be the same as the manga. And for that, I don't know. You better hope it's not the same as the manga, the next episode. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. We will see in fall, well, which will be our spring. But yeah. We will see. You want it to be the same? I really think I will like it. Yeah, you probably will like it, but... yeah, I don't know. We will see. It's a shame that, I mean, fall for them is in like... 6 months. Even more than 6 months. It's like 7 months, minimum. So that's a little bit fucked up, to be honest. But you know, I mean, if you were able to hold on this long, I'm pretty sure you will be able to hold on a little bit more, you know. Shouldn't be a problem. I believe in you. But yeah. I then proceed to forget until someone lets me know there is another episode out. Well, I mean, they still haven't confirmed any date. They should say fall of 2023. Problem is that something like that, there is a margin of 3 months, right? So yeah. Hey, good luck guessing which day of those 3 months is gonna happen in. It most likely will be right at the end of the year. Knowing how these cunts operate, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. But yeah. It was interesting. I mean, I obviously think everything that happens is garbage, but regardless, like it's a good adaptation, you know, and that's what matters. It's a good adaptation. It's well done. But yeah, at least there is that. Which is something that a lot of manga cannot say. So, you know, props to the studio for doing that. Also, I think they reveal something. Oh, you just want it to be the same as in the manga, no matter the outcome of that wish. Yeah, everything seems to be pointing out that way. Everything seems that it's gonna be a a loyal adaptation. Yeah. So, you know. But speaking of anime, you know that apparently they announced, or at least they show a trailer. Well, I know that you don't give a fuck, but of the new anime of Pokemon. You know, the one with that is supposed to have new protagonists and takes place in Paldea, with, you know, the Scarlet and Violet thingy. There is that. You might be interested in it, or not. I mean, after all, the Pokemon anime is something. Yeah, no more Ash. Ash's story apparently ends until they see the ratings, of course. But yeah, for now, Ash's story apparently ends. He won't come back. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. When they see how low the ratings are gonna be, yeah, we will see if Ash is gone forever. Don't give a fuck until they change things from when I was young. Well, with Ash not being there, I don't think you will get what you want. But yeah, it's the way it is. I mean, look at the bright side. At least, not like they can butcher him any further. You know? He's not there anymore. Not like there is much to butcher. They already butchered him, you know, as much as they could in that X and Y series, where he lost against the finalist in the most stupid way possible. Yeah, that wasn't very good. But yeah, the Pokemon anime is just in general something that is very clearly aimed at kids. So, you know, it's something that I don't think is possible to enjoy for any of us, you know. We were kids, like if we were kids right now, yes, for sure, but that's not the case. What I fail to understand is why companies change things to make it more suitable for kids like Pokemon or DBS. No, I mean, no, you don't understand. You can't keep, you cannot keep appealing to people that keep getting older, because if you do that, the amount of potential customers gets lower. By aiming to kids, you at least make sure that the kids can consume it, but that also some adults that were invested on it keep consuming it, like you, pretty much. So that's the thing. It's all about not shrinking the target audience, because if you keep aiming for older and older audiences, eventually nobody's gonna give a shit, you know. And it's natural, because the audience eventually will get older and older until they die. So it's better to continuously aim for kids, or at least young people. And that's what most companies and entertainment media, that's what they are doing right now. They are just appealing to young people because they know that it's the most profitable way to go about it, you know. Yeah. It's a good strategy. Obviously it sucks for us because we are no longer kids, but it makes sense from a money-making point of view. Definitely understand about not liking them as an adult. Yeah. I don't think this is a stoner at all. What I'm saying is quite logical. Companies will obviously prefer to appeal to kids rather than to appeal to adults. That's obvious. If you want a product to sell more, you need to aim it at young people. Whether that young people are kids or teenagers, it depends. But most things are aimed at those, at that audience, and it makes sense. It's what will give you the most amount of money, because it's simply what guarantees you the most amount of customers. Okay. For example, they didn't give a fuck about making Krillin suffer against Freezer when I was a kid. And they made Goku an idiot so kids laugh. No, but you know, that's the thing. Back then anime was still being figured out. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z, which is not necessarily super late in the anime industry, but it's not particularly... it's not super early, but it's also not super late. So they were still figuring out the winning formula. Nowadays, with a lot more trial and error, a lot of companies have been figuring out the winning formula, and as I say, the winning formula is appealing to younger audiences. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z is relatively early. We are talking about the 80s. There was anime before that, but it wasn't something very fleshed out. Since then, mostly 40 years have passed, so anime industries have mostly figured out what's the best way to profit, and they understand that the best way to profit is to pander to kids. Kids need to see a bit more violence, right? But well, even if you think that, that's not something that depends on the companies, you know. That depends on the parents and depends on the social context in general. You know that kids nowadays are obviously born with the internet, so that means that a lot of things that aired on television are not consumed by kids anymore. So kids, I will assume that most likely consume YouTube Kids and stuff like that. You wouldn't put something like Dragon Ball Z in YouTube Kids, for example, right? Especially the scene that you are describing of Krillin getting killed by Frieza. That's something that wouldn't be suitable for that. If that's not suitable for that, you are missing that audience. But yeah, it's not really about the company itself, but rather the factors around how people, and in this case kids, consume media. They show kids a Goku being an idiot. No, see, you don't understand. You're describing the USA. Dragon Ball is not made with the USA in mind, you know. Dragon Ball is a Japanese product aimed at Japanese people. Obviously, it has international appeal, but you know, it's not really something that is aimed at the USA. In fact, the USA is probably the only place in the whole world where Dragon Ball is not as popular as it should be. Who do you think they censor it for? I mean, it's pretty rich that you say that when our country censored Dragon Ball Super. Believe it or not, the USA is not the only country that censors anime. A lot of countries censor anime because what is intended to be consumed by kids in Japan is not the same as in other countries. You know, it's a very different culture. So yeah, a lot of things that are acceptable in Japan, they are not acceptable, not just in the USA, but in other parts of the world. It makes sense. So they don't just censor it for the USA. They censor it for most other countries in general. You know, we need a world with no kids. A world with no kids is a world with no future. So, you know, if that's what you want, then I guess. Sure. But yeah, world with no kids means a world with no future. And you will need to work until the day you die. That's what it will mean. But yeah, I guess it might sound like an attractive choice. You can clone people. Not yet. Not yet. Well, even if you could clone people, they are definitely not gonna clone you, or me, or anyone in this chat, you know. So yeah, I don't think that's very relevant. One of you is more than enough. Yeah, I think the same about you. But, you know, I guess that applies to a lot of people as well. Maybe I should stay on the ground there. Every second time I get killed, and that's because I jump. I feel like I shouldn't jump. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to stay in the corner. This is a static pattern after all. Yeah. The rocks are not static though. Rocks seem to be completely random. You gotta be careful about that. I tried spamming as fast as I could, but it wasn't enough. At least the good thing is that I only got killed by the top of the screen. I didn't get killed by the boss. Though I'm not sure if he's just gonna stop there or not. I mean, I will hope he stops there because what seems pretty hard is the laser pattern that he has. But the issue is that since this is a song, I will assume that he's supposed to stay for a specific amount of time, which will be a problem because that obviously will force that pattern to appear most likely. I don't know. Anything is possible. Oh man, I just keep forgetting about that. Also forgot about that. That time I did get killed by that, but that's because I should stand all the way to the right, so that thing doesn't make me hit the boss. Because once that thing grabs you, I think it just keeps going up. I mean, that time you saw it go to the top left, but that's because when you die, that's like the position 0, of the screen is where the aim patterns focus on. So yeah. Can hit him twice from the front. It's pretty good. I don't think that really helps at all. Because I mean, that pattern will keep going until the end, you know. Doesn't seem to be worth it to fish for that second hit. Again, like the fight doesn't immediately end when his HP reaches 0, so doesn't seem like a smart idea. The problem is, if you kill him from there, he does that. But it doesn't seem like taking down his HP is very important. Because if he will just keep doing attacks no matter what, then it seems a little bit useless, right? Like, I don't see what's the point. If he will just keep doing attacks, then yeah, I don't know. But I mean, he has HP for a reason, but I don't see what that reason is. Problem is that going left during that pattern is gonna be pretty hard. But if I don't, I mean, maybe I could try getting him from the front instead of the back during the Pokeball pattern. Not during the first pattern, but during that Pokeball bounce pattern. I think that I can probably do that. Let's see. I mean, you can stay here for sure. Problem is that these patterns might... No, I guess they are not that hard on there. So he's already at 0 HP, but I don't know what to expect here, because he keeps attacking. So is the HP just for show, or what? Wait, the HP is just for show then? Like, it doesn't make any difference if I shoot or not? Because that's how it seems to be. Like, is there any point? There is the rose. Yeah, that's pretty cool, but is there any point to shooting him? Because he doesn't change his behavior. Like, wouldn't it be the same if I don't shoot at all? Or what will change? Because I mean, it's not like it's hard to shoot him, but if I can avoid doing it, I will avoid doing it. Rather focus on dodging than trying to hit him. Yeah, is there any point to it? I will count on needing to shoot the boss to progress. Probably. I don't know, I will expect that shooting the boss down to 0 will stop the fight, but that doesn't seem to be the case. That this laser portion is not as easy as it could be. You know, it's kinda challenging. Well, what comes afterwards, it's obviously even more challenging. I haven't tried it shooting him one more time. I don't think that will change anything. Though maybe I shouldn't trust the HP bar. The problem is that shooting him one more time is a little bit hard in that pattern that he's in. That's not very easy to do. No, it doesn't do anything, because I shoot him there, but it clearly didn't do anything. But that pattern is already hard to dodge, you know? Yeah, that's not easy to dodge. Like that's very difficult. Hey Yannick, how is it going? I guess I did it. Seems to be the case. Alright. Didn't choke, no. But I think that with that level, I think I saw everything that I needed to see. This is not a game I want to keep playing. I'm sorry, but it's not a game I like, and I don't want the same thing that happened with Permanence 1 to repeat. I promise I will beat that game, and I did. But I didn't promise I will beat this game. I promise I will play it, and here it is. But I don't want to finish it. It's just the kind of game that I don't like. I don't want to. Yeah, it might be the hardest, but I don't care. I know that there is gonna be harder stuff than that, and I already know. I mean, it's the same style of game as the previous game. I just don't like it, so I'm not gonna continue playing it. Sorry, I don't feel like doing it. I just don't. Sorry, I know it's disappointing, but Yami was right. So there you have it. Sorry, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream for today, and yeah, I'm not interested in coming back to this game whatsoever. So yeah, sorry for that, but I really don't like this game. So yeah, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with something else. So have a good one, everyone, and take care.